What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be looking at PENGU and we're going to be checking out PNG. So if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So going into this FOMC meeting, right, PENGU, we've been tracking it. We've had some key levels that we bounced off of, right? We're sitting above the 20-day EMA, so PENGU looks healthy, right? 20-day EMA. It does look like we want a three-wave move to the downside, though. However, it really does, unless you can close above some other key levels, right? So let's see from this low to high, right? This 382, so this 3414, right? 3414. That'd be a nice key area to close above, but let's see where we're at. I want to see where we're at for this correction. So for this B wave, I just want to see if this is sufficient B wave. Yeah, you're closing above the 382, or sorry, the 236. You're trying to get up to that 382. So for this C wave, all right, we're looking to get to that 1272 to 1618. So somewhere down here, right? Overall, let's see what we got. Yeah, overall, we to think that we're absolved of going lower. Right, if we're absolved of going lower, let's see what we got from a low to a high. Low to a high. It's 382, so 3929 area. 3929 area. That'd be pretty key just to close above. Just because you're absolved of doing. Right, I can leave this on here, but you're absolved of doing this. This does look good and corrective. This does, right? This looks like you've come down in 5 waves. Honestly, you've come down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-wave move to the downside. Right? You've come up in 3. That's the problem. You've come up in 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. And if you're new to the channel, right? If you move in 3s up, you come in 3s down. Right? 1, 2, 3 down, and then you can go. And then you can go, right? And then you can go. So yeah, so right now I'm expecting some lower prices for PENGU. It looks like we're in a B wave of your 3-wave move to the downside. A couple of these cryptos look like they're doing this. They're setting up for a C wave. So just don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised if you close and you start moving down lower to this 30 to this 2873 level. You'd still make a higher low. Right, still make a higher low, right? Higher low, okay, and you're setting yourself up for a 1-2, okay. So in terms of price targets for just this next move, you're thinking for this 3075. So I'm gonna move these up, 3075 to 1618 area, somewhere like that. That's what I'm thinking. It just depends on this B wave. It depends on, there's a couple things it depends on. If we close above, right, if we start closing above this 3595, then I'm actually, let me see here. Yeah. There we go. This 382. There we go. And let's say, because I do want to try to see, where the 786 would be. I don't think this is the low. I really don't. Let's see this 1272. That matches up pretty well with that area. So this 1272, this 1618, right? That matches up pretty well. So I do like closing above this to confirm higher prices. Right, but there's always multiple areas. There's always multiple areas. Always got to be aware of what we're doing, right? So we need to close above these areas, right? Let's leave these on the daily. Leave these on the daily. Okay, so that's what we got with Pudgy, right? We have some, right? We are below. So let's see how we interact with this 3599 and 3940. And so let's go look at. I mean, this looks promising though. This looks actually promising, right? This looks promising. So let's see what this wave does. We do have a red dot on the Fu Manchu, but it's okay. It's a slightly, it's less lagging than your MACD, right? If you want to try to use it, it's the Fu Manchu, right? So green dots mean bullish, red dots mean bearish, right? And I mean, we've cooled off. What are we at? We're at 58. We've cooled off to the 58. We were at 100, and we came down 15%. So we've come down 50%. This RSI does look nice. So RSI looks very bullish actually. Let's take a deeper look into it. All right, let's look into it and see what we got. I do want to take it from here. Boom, boom. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, there we go. RSI does look bullish. We do have some. Let's see if we use some of this momentum, right? Let's see if we use some of this momentum. Red dot on the daily Fu Manchu, but we can go into the 4 hour and see what we're doing. All right, this 4 hour, here's the thing. I do like that there's a green dot. I do like that the stochastic is, you know, moving up, but there's no momentum, right? No momentum. It kind of looks like, right, something like this. It looks identical to this, right? Right through here. Right, something like this too. And what do? We just kind of just trickled and bottomed a little bit, right? Didn't do much. So that's kind of, until you start seeing some actual momentum, some real momentum, this is fake. That's fake. It's just not, it's not real. Not real. This is bullishly postured. This really is. Pardon me. This looks very good actually. You got a W right to your breakout. That looks good. That was a perfect, that was, hey, hit that like button, subscribe just for that drawing right there. I'm terrible at it. When I hit those drawings, baby, hey, we gotta show some support. Yeah, this looks good. I like this. I like how you've come up to your starting point of your W, and it looks like you're kind of like flagging out a little bit. Try to get above. Try to get above. Try to get some momentum on the 4 hour. And then, you know, you got some levels to the upside. But this looks like a 3-wave move, right? This looks like a 3-wave move already. Let's check it out, right? Let's check it out. I mean, if we want to count this, because that looks corrective in nature, just like that. That really does. So let's see. Let's see. This A wave, right? What did we come down to? We came all the way down to the 1618. That would suffice. That would suffice for a C wave. All right, where do we come up to the B wave? B wave high. I mean, it's a strong B wave. You came up all. I mean, you wick up to the 886, but you're trying to close right below the 786. And then let's see where we're at with this. Yeah, I mean, you found some support. You found some support at this 1414. So between a typical area where you see a C wave, right? This 1272 to the 1618. Just in between there, right? In between there. And yeah, this actually looks, I'm not gonna lie, this is telling a different picture. This is saying something different than the daily, right? This is actually saying something different than from the daily. From a low to a high, do we have the same? I kind of want to see the same area, 3.6, just overall. Yeah, we've come down to that 618 pretty much. Right? I mean, we're looking to try to close. Let's leave this on the 4 hour, right? We don't need a bunch of stuff going on. So this 382 is at 3435. It's pretty close. I do want to see 3435. Where is that 3435? That's like right here. That's like right there. Does that align with anything? 3435? 34. I mean, it's above that. It's above this overall 382. It is. I know it's the same measurement, but this aligns with the 618 or 69197. Yeah, I mean, this looks. I'm definitely going to be curious to see what we do when we close above this 3435. I definitely want to see that. in terms of just this low to high, if this is the low, I do think it's this 3587. 3587, like we have marked up here, 3599 level, potato, right? Pretty close, right? So we have some work to do. I'll leave this on here. This does look good though. This looks good. This looks better than a couple of the cryptos I've been covering. So PENGU, that's what we're thinking, right? That's what we're thinking. If we do see something to the downside, right? If we do see, a continuation to the downside, we're thinking that 2834 level. What do we got on here? Yeah, 2874, 287430. So we have some lower levels, right? We have some lower levels. I can throw this on the 4 hour. There we go. Boom. So that's your pudgy. That's your pudgy penguins. I'll throw this on the 4 hour. And there we go. Cool. So pudgy penguins, there we go. PNG. So right, PNG, we covered this like last week. Covered this last week. And PNG, right, we were saying, hey, we were trying to, I think it was on Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. We were saying, hey, like, this is a decision, right? We're coming up on a decision. We're right below the 236. But we're also getting close to this trend line, right? Are we going to come down and test the bottom aspect of this trend line? We're going to come down here and then go. It looked weak. In my opinion, it did look weak. So I was saying, hey, like overall, this asset looks bullish, right? I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. It does look bullish, but right now it just looks like it needs a setup. And we're getting a setup now. We're getting a setup now, right? This is at least you get some kind of, some kind of movement to the upside. I mean, it does look like a 1, 2, 3 waves move to the upside. You got like a 1, 2, 3, I think, to the downside. We marked this first level of interest was that 1, 3, was it the 13712. What did we come down to? Hey, this is why you're sub to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We marked 13712 on Friday. We came down to 13797, right? 0.0005 off. I mean, come on. That's pretty dang good. And that was the first level, right? I was saying, hey, you come down to the first level, see how we interact. So now let's see, right? Let's see now what we're doing, okay? So we've come down. Let's see. I mean, this is a pretty high wick, right? Pretty high wick. Yeah, we're closing below the 618, closing below the 69197. I think we do have further down to go. I think this is showing some kind of support, which is, it's ideal. I mean, you do want to see, you don't want to just collapse, right? You don't want to just collapse. For an asset, you want to show some kind of oscillation, right? Some kind of movement back and forth, right? So you're losing momentum, gaining momentum, losing momentum, gaining momentum, losing momentum, gaining momentum, and it gets you out, right? So it's kind of like surfing a wave, like you're just pumping, for all the, for all the surfers out there. I do think overall, I think we do got some lower to go. I don't really want to take this wick, because that's kind of a faulty wick. I'm going to take this wick. This 1618, this 2272 is right around that 11843 cent level. So now we can move this up a tiny bit because we did move up, right? And then that's that other level. And I do think there's one more level right through here that I do want to throw on here. That's fine. Okay, so we do have those levels to the downside. Overall, to the upside, let's see. I do want to see us close above 1.4, like close above, not just wick. Heck no, you can't just wick above these levels and, like you didn't close above this, right? There's no full body candle close above that. Trend base. See, this is tricky, right? This is tricky. I kind of just want to use that. That's right at that 382. So yeah, 14560 closed daily candles above that. We're looking bullish, right? And then there's some more levels you got to close above, right? You definitely need to close above this, without a doubt. Got to close above that. Got to close above these levels, right? On daily candle closes, is there any level of significance? Oh, that need a draw. I'll get rid of that. Definitely right here, right? Tried to do it right here. Couldn't. Kind of got closed down below and got rejected. Same thing through up here. All right, trying to close above it, couldn't, so you had to flag down, then go. Same thing right here. Once you close below, tank. All right, this is actually a key area. You just see a lot of price action. You see a lot of decisions being made right before, right after. Right before, right after. I mean, look at this other level too. Right, it's all over the place. It's all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. You got something right here. You got all throughout here, right there, right there. Right. So these are some key areas, right? So let's see how we interact with these levels. That's the name of crypto, right? There's a lot of levels. There's a lot of key indicators, and these are key areas of interest. Okay. So those are some areas to the upside. And then if you missed the video about price targets, I can do another one. I can update it, and then yeah, that'll be for another video. In terms of it looks bearish. It's not just that you're moving down, oh, you're bearish. No, it's the fact that you have kind of a rounded top look with a sharp decline in RSI. You've broken down below your moving average, you broke down below your 56, 57. You're going to try to get down to this 46, 43. This is the middle area. You've already broken down. You've already made a decision. So now you got to interact with down through here. So yeah, I do think there's a continuation to the downside for PNG. And yeah, so we'll see about that. Oh, I got to delete that too. Cool. Right, not a financial advisor, not financial advice. This is all, just my opinion. So take it for what you will. We do have, look at this. This is not ideal for, right? If we flip this upside down like this, we'd be thinking, oh, let's go, right? Let's go. This looks good. You have like a crash, and then boom, just a V-shaped recovery. Right? You've kind of consolidated, allowing these EMAs, your 200, your 100, your 50, kind of just to go sideways as your 20 crosses. Like that looks bullish, but it's to the downside, right? So you got to know when this happened right here, people were shorting all right here, all right there, because they see this 50 crossing down below. They're like, okay, we're gonna see some more downside, right? We're gonna see some more downside. That's why you have this crazy wick, right? This looks bearish. You have no momentum. You're at the zero line. You're at the zero line for the stochastic, right? Zero line for the stochastic. You've come up, you've tried to get above twice, and now you're just slamming down. It's kind of like you're building moment. It's if you invert this, right? It's what we want for if the roles were reversed for the green and for no, I don't want that. Let's do this. Right, same thing. If this was happening down here on the green, right, you kind of come down, then break through like that, right? You're looking to possibly get overbought, or in this case, oversold, right? You're using this moving average. You're above the moving average. Look at that moving average. It's like straight up. So, just looks bearish, right? It looks bearish, especially on the 4 hour. 4 hour is a pretty good indicator. And I've already discussed that PNG kind of is on its own cycle. It doesn't really move with a lot of other cryptos. Like a lot of the other cryptos today are green. PNG was green when everything else was red. So it's kind of an offbeat crypto, which could be good. It could be good if you are someone that you open up the charts, and if you see red, it really makes you depressed. Sometimes if you offset your cryptos to because some cryptos run at different times, it keeps you. Yeah, I don't know. It's all emotions, which is not good, but you can change the color of your candles. You can change the color from red to green. So if that helps. But yeah, so this looks bearish. We do have some levels to the downside that I think we're going to hit. I think we are going to hit this 12,887 and come possibly all the way down to this 11,9076. So not financial advice, but those would be areas that I'd be targeting. Right, we have a big day on tomorrow for the FOMC meeting, so keep your wits about you. There's going to be shenanigans. We could pump right into it, but that doesn't mean PNG will pump. That doesn't mean PENGU will pump. Certain altcoins with certain narratives. You know the deal, right? If you've been in this space, you know the deal. If you haven't been in this space, do not chase. Do not have this shiny object syndrome where you're just selling your coins to buy the thing that's pumping, right? Make sure that you know your key levels. Make sure that you're setting up your trades. You don't want to be in no man's land, and then your trade is very difficult to manage, right? You're worried about pullbacks. You're looking for, your return on investment that's just not realistic, and so you're holding through, times when you maybe should be taking profits, right? Not a financial advice or not financial advice, but profits never hurt the pockets. If you can take a screenshot, you can take profits, even if it's 5, 10, 15%, something. Come up with a plan that is right for you. Stick to your plan. All right. You can, go back to your plan and, revise things that you think may need adjustments. And so that's what I got for today. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming by. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. I'm trying to get to 200. It's been a wild 3 weeks. I just passed 150, and I thank everybody for helping out the channel. I appreciate that. I hope that that these videos help. If you have any comments or concerns, drop them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Trying to be transparent, trying to articulate, the things that I go through in a manner that you can pick up. So thank you again. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.